Hey there, everybody. This is Ed, and welcome to another edition of Beers and Bots. As you can see, we're back to regular logo. Chiefs logo is gone. They lost this week. Can't say. I don't know what to say. Um, the only thing I guess can really say is whatever happened in that last play, the first half, that kind of started the downward spiral. Not sure what happened. Second half, they basically defeated themselves, let the Bengals in. All we needed was that field goal. Don't try for the 7 points, take the field goal. That's the difference. They're into the Super Bowl. But it is what it is, I guess whatever. The Chiefs weren't even supposed to be there. When you were talking to people in week 7, they had them for dead. They came back, they battled, they took the AFC West title. They made it for, fourth time back to the AFC championship, but it's just not their time to shine. Congrats to the Bengals. Nice to see some new blood there in the Super Bowl with the Rams and the Bengals. Should be interesting. We'll see what happens. Let's see, Joe Burrow, if he can pull it off, but it is what it is. So we're not here necessarily to talk football, and I say that each week, but we're here to talk some beer. And tonight we're going to go ahead and kind of answer a question that, I guess probably doesn't need to be answered or no one even bothered to ask. And that is honey and orange only good for tea? And to answer this, we're going to go ahead and we're going to look to Belgium Brewing. And we're going to try out their honey orange triple. And as you can plainly guess, this is a Belgian style triple. And with that, it is a beer kind of checks into the double digits. We're hitting 10%. We're just cracking the double digit section. And with this new Belgian, they're going to go ahead and they're going to try to incorporate out some new unique ingredients into this beer. The two main things obviously are the honey and the orange. The first up of this is the honey piece of this is they source this off from the African Bronze Honey Company, which is a certified B Corp. Tell you the truth, I had to look that up as I only know what S Corps are. I didn't know what a B Corp is. But long story short, basically, found out it's a designation that gets attached to companies that, meet verified standards of social and environmental impact. The second ingredient is obviously orange. And with that, what they're going to do is they're going to use freshly ground Seville oranges. Looking into that, Seville oranges, they're a cross between a pomelo and a mandarin, not that mandarin, obviously. It's that, and with that, they are named after the Seville, plain and simple, section of Spain from Andalusia, which is, famously made famous. It's already famous in itself, but The Doors, great song by The Doors, great Doors tie-in. There we go for that. So it comes from the Seville area of Spain. It's been obviously popularized around to the world. And with that, the Seville orange itself is actually in the class of what they call like a bitter or sour orange. And its most notable usage is actually in orange marmalade. So, that's with that. The triple piece, I think we've talked about a couple times, at least once or twice. We've touched on it that, there's Belgian, when we talk about Belgian beers, we got, singles, if you want to call it singles, doubles, triples, even venture into quads. We've talked about this before. Specifically in regards to triples, these are generally going to be highly carbonated and they're going to have, distinctive notes of, some type of spice, complex fruit notes, and, candied sugar. And obviously in our situation, you know, the candy sugar is going to be played by the role of the honey, and obviously the Seville oranges, plain and simple, is going to be the complex fruit notes that we get in that. And I guess off of that, we'll get into as I like to do it, is the more you know section of the episode. I guess we kind of start to cover that, is that, the term Belgian itself, while it is used generally, it is something that dates back centuries to the origins of the Catholic monastic brewing traditions. But even still, that it wasn't first commercially used until about 1956, when the Trappist brewery Westmalle used it. And of that, Belgian triples themselves are right in kind of, again, another beer that I like, is the Imperial Stout range. So we're getting stuff, these triples are going to be, about 9, 10, 11, 12%. This one, obviously, we're smack dab in the middle of that. We're sim rate at 10%. And just generally, you think double or triple or quad, you think you're going to double, triple, or quadruple something, but, it's not that simple. It is a generalization of strength. There's no concrete theory on where the term comes from, but the main theory that kind of the prevailing theory that's out there is the monks would kind of stamp the casks. And the term double and triple come from the designation of the strength of the marks or crosses that were on the casks, and just signified how weak or strong a beer was. And obviously 1 stands for the weakest, 2 is the middle, and 3, in the most part, was going to be reserved for the strongest abbey ales. Again, in some cases, you had quads. It doesn't seem any concrete information that can find that term really existed back in the day. It seems to be doubles and triples were the prevalent term off of that. Another thing in regards with triples, usually, I guess, what we've seen is doubles, while are going to be darker, triples are going to fall more into this golden beer category. The main reason for that is because they're not using caramelized sugars, and they're typically going to be brewed with a light Pilsner malt. So that kind of designates out the triple beer classification. And I guess another thing that I also found out in regards to New Belgian beer, kind of like with last week with Flying Dog, not so much now, as you can kind of see, but if you think about one of their most famous beers, Fat Tire, they were known for their label, and just like Flying Dog, they were known by that label design more so than the name brand in their early days. New Belgian started in 1991 in Colorado. The part where I know them is Asheville. Again, saw them when I went to Asheville last Easter. Fortunately, couldn't go in. They were closed due to COVID, but they were there. I saw them. Whatever. Screw it. So, but in relation to that, with, they had a singular artist that did their labels, and they did it from 1991 all the way up until 2006. And these labels were created by a single artist, as we said. Her name was Anne Fitch, and she was the neighbor, similar to how New Flying Dog had their, collusion with Ralph Steadman and Hunter S. Thompson. The brewer knew somebody. In this case, it was the neighbor to the founder of New Belgium, of Kim Jordan. And in 2006, New Belgium decided to go ahead and change their label. The main reason they kind of argued out was that the company realized, New Belgium realized, that their beer drinkers could identify Fat Tire, which is their most famous beer and their most prevalent beer, by the label, but people didn't recognize that the brewery label itself or the fact that they made the connection that New Belgium brewed other beers. As you can kind of see now clearly on the label, New Belgium is smack dab right in the middle of it. So there's no doubt New Belgium is the one that makes this beer. So I guess enough, in regards to the more you know section, and we'll get into the review. So we'll go ahead and crack this open. We're going to go ahead and check it out. We're going to use my good old Stella Trois glass because why not? That's good. Pop off. Oop. Drop that. So let's see. We'll go ahead and see a little bit better there. So hopefully you can kind of see. Hands out of the way. Nice golden color. Good head coming off of that. Let's get that guy all the way up. Go ahead. And as you can see, put that back there, I guess. Not that it really cares. We'll take it out of the way. Let's get that out of the way. So we can see we got a nice golden straw color that comes off of that. Nice, good, defined head that comes off. We'll go ahead and give it a sniff. I get a little bit of orange that comes off of that. Not really overpowering. Honey, I guess not really there, but more, there's a little bit of orange that comes off of that. So we'll go ahead and give it a swig. There's definitely a, pardon me. Definitely get the orange notes off of that right up on the front. I guess I get a little sweetness. Honey itself, I guess, is not really too prevalent, as a flavor in general. You get ends of sweetness to it. Definitely, we'll get the orange. Nice, crisp, clean, light beer. That's not bad. I was a little worried about how, the honey and orange would kind of mash up. I guess we'll give a little bit of nice big swig off of that. It's not bad. Definitely got the orange overtone. I guess to liken it out to something else more general and familiar, I guess it's no worse than a Blue Moon dropping an orange slice in there. That's the kind of the taste reminiscence that I got. Don't really have that straw, that I would get in the Hefeweizen category, the wheat beers that are there. Obviously, because they're wheat beers, this is more an ale that we get off of that. So, definitely just a orange profile. Good thing is there's not much that I get on the backside. It's crisp, clean, light, refreshing. I was a little worried in connection with this of how the orange and, obviously the orange and the honey would mesh up. I guess I'm not really getting the honey taste off of this. I don't know, somebody else may, but I get orange. Plain and simple. It's not bad. It's not overpowering. It's enough there. Even on, after sipping it, we still have that kind of orange aftertaste that comes off of that. The honey, I guess, gives it a little bit of a smoother taste, a little sweeter in connection with this. But all in all, not bad. Pretty good. Can't really complain. Like I said, I was a little worried. I've had some orange beers in the past. Some have been good, some have been bad. This falls in obviously the good category for that. So, give another good old swig off of that. And definitely, you get the orange. It comes right in from the front side. There's no masking it. Definitely not bad. So I guess, thanks guys. It we'll give it recommend. I don't think I've really, outside of that chili hazelnut, that we really gave it a thumbs down off of. It is one that I would go back. If it was out, I would order it. If it was there, I would definitely order it. Try it out. It's not one of those ones where if we have to drink it, we got to drink it. This is one that I would actively probably seek out and drink. It's good. It's light. It's refreshing. I don't know what else to really say off of it. So, but as usual, I thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully you come back next week. Go ahead, click subscribe. Stay up to date on some of the beers that we're trying out. I think we're going to go ahead and try. We're going to get off of the beer kick here in an upcoming episode. We're actually going to be trying some seltzers for, believe it or not. So stay tuned for that. That should be interesting. We'll see how those work out. Just trying to mixing some stuff up. So, but thank you guys for tuning in. We'll catch you later. And as we say with gaming this weekend, if you're going to pwn them, but if you're going to get pwned, at least we got our beer in hand and we'll have fun doing it. So thanks guys, and we'll catch you later.